John Gelati with Brian Shanahan here at the National Lacrosse Coaches Convention. Brian, what do you think about the NLL season so far?
Well, you know what? Everyone said it, but it's a lot of parity this year. You know, especially with Arizona and Boston leaving their players for the dispersal draft. Every team got a little bit stronger, and it's really showing on the floor. I was really impressed with Philadelphia last night. It was a great game. Their victory against Rochester. Philadelphia looks like they're for real. Rochester's 1-2. I don't think many people would have expected that from the start of the season, but I don't think there's a weak team in the league this year. Every game's so difficult to pick, as you can see from my pick'em so far. I think I'm about 2-9 so far, but I think that's because I'm doing a bad job. But more importantly, it's great lacrosse. Every game has been a good one so far.
Yeah, well, we're doing a pickup contest on NLL.com, and I believe the prizes are coming out of the Inside Lacrosse budget. So you might have to start docking your pay if you continue to do so poorly. What you need to pick it up here? What's going on?
Well, you know what? I went back and I was looking at some of the other picks from the other NLL Insider experts, and yes, I am doing bad, but it sure looks like everybody's doing bad. I don't think anyone picked New York to go into Portland and win that game. I don't think anyone picked Buffalo and Rochester to split the way they did, each team winning on the road. So there have been some surprises, but I think that's a credit to the talent in the league. There was a day in this league where you could just pencil in wins. You could look down the schedule and say easy victory, easy victory. Those days are gone. Even the NLL's so-called weak teams are very strong, and you know, the New York Titans with Casey Powell. With a guy like Casey Powell, on any given day they can win when a guy like him could put up 8-9 points.
Who are your top teams? Like moving forward, who do you expect to be there in the end this year?
Well, you still got to put Rochester up there. I mean, I spoke to John Grant today, and he said that they really do miss Micah Kersey. They're so far their power play hasn't been clicking, but even without Micah Kersey, who went to Edmonton, they've still got a ton of talent. They are very deep. So I still have to think that they are one of the favorites, if not the favorites still. I wouldn't lose faith in them, but after having watched the start that Philadelphia has, and just even going down their lineup, they've made some changes over the summer. Now they've got great goaltending, great face-off men, great offense, defense, transition. They don't have a weak spot in their lineup. I have to think that they're a contender as well. Buffalo, they're strong even with their injuries, but if they get some of those guys back, maybe Craig Kahn comes back before the season's over, that'll really give them a boost. And you always have to include Colorado in the mix too. So, you'd have to say those four teams at least, but then you can't count out Calgary, San Jose. So I'm hedging my bet as much as I can.
What do you think about the NLLinsider.com site right now? You've been kind of one of the main guys we've had on there, and it's been almost a month now. I mean, what do you think so far, and what's been the response from the players and coaches that you talk to?
Well, the one thing I know is that players and coaches read it. I mean, they let me know if they don't like something I've said, but the good thing is that they read it, and they're reading it all the time, and I think it's great that we're getting contributions from guys like Brody Merrill and Jeff Snyder and guys who've coached in the league. So there's a lot of guys with a lot of inside knowledge and that still have a lot of connections, and I think it's great. Every day there's something new in there to read about what's going on in the NLL, and I think if you're an NLL fan, there's always something good in there. Whether you agree with me or not, there's something in there to read for everyone.
More likely not, but so I mean, this is the first time here at the National Coaches Convention. I mean, what do you think? I mean, we've seen a lot of guys from Canada here: Ed Como, John Grant, Gary Gates, Steve Govett. I mean, Jim Jennings, the whole NLL crew was here yesterday. I mean, what do you think so far of this convention?
I think it's a great convention, and I'm a box guy. My kids play field. I really don't know that much about field, so I'm getting a lot for my own selfish purposes, going to some of these clinics and learning a bit about the game. I was at a clinic from John Danowski, the Duke coach, and it was great. And there's so many of them going on. In fact, there's so many going on that it's hard to choose from. I think this is great, and in fact, I think more Canadians should come down. Especially as we're really getting into the field game in Canada. I think field, even though I am a box guy, I think field will explode in Canada. With Canada winning the World Championships and the amount of kids that are getting scholarships now, I think a lot of people that didn't even know field existed are starting to put their kids in the field. A lot of parents, the parents that I talked to, when they signed their kids up for field, they said, I didn't know how great this game is. They're really falling in love with it. They like being outdoors. So I see huge growth, and I see room for Canadians to come down here and even contribute too. Danowski was interesting. Some of the things he talked about, a lot of Canadians. He was giving props to Zach Greer, of course, and Ethan Iannucci, and the skills that these guys have. So I think there's a lot in it for everybody.
Well, thanks, Brian. John Gelati for NLLinsider.com. Be sure to check back all season for your best in NLL news.